I'm just looking around him going, where's my rotary cutter?
It's like charades in the corner. And they're like, look at me.
No, it's there. That's what I'm going, what have I done with my rotary cutter? What am I doing? I can't start the show without things. Good morning. It's Friday. It's the last Friday of the month, which means it is our Pay It Forward show. Hurrah!
It sincerely is.
Yes. What is Pay It Forward, I hear you say, Gemma, while I just get my pinking shears out because I also need those.
It's an initiative you set up a year ago.
No.
It's Pay It Forward 11 this month.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness me.
I know.
So it started because of you, the viewers at home. So thank you very much for that. You were busily being generous all over the place.
They were. In all sorts of ways, actually.
In all sorts of ways, yeah. And so we thought, well, hang on a minute. If you lot can manage to be generous, we can too. So, what was the first one that we did? It was something really simple, wasn't it? It was just baby bibs. Yeah. Because we were in lockdown and there were some women that were having a tough time and leaving everything and arriving with nothing. So we're like, right. And that sort of was the inspiration for it. I mean, gosh, they're still going strong, aren't they, Jem? Because of refugees and things like that coming into the country.
And, if it's that you want to teach someone to sew, it's a simple make.
Yeah. So the remit is Pay It Forward means that something nice has to happen for someone through it. Like, so it's a feel good thing, isn't it? Like, if you get this and because we subsidise it heavily, and if you make whichever project, we've got one donkey kit left, by the way, and the Donkey Sanctuary, we're very grateful for all of the donkeys that we made and sent, so thank you for that.
We found one. We found
one.
A little one hiding in the Pay It Forward
He was only
department.
hiding because he didn't have any eyes, and now we've given him some eyes, so he's all good to go. But the deal is, you get something that is heavily subsidised by us, and then you use it to do some good with it. So whether it be that you make it for a charity, whether you just get your grandkids involved and they get to benefit from time with you and learning to sew, then that does it too. Whether it's that you take it round to a friend's house who's maybe feeling a bit down in the dumps or a little bit lonely or something like that, and you spend some time with them that you wouldn't have otherwise have done. That's the remit done as far as I'm concerned as well. As long as it is used to do some good,
that's it.
Then that's it.
That's what we want.
And we don't police it or anything like that. We trust you lot because you're all fabulous to do it. So this month's that we're making today, excuse me, I've got really dry hands, was twofold. We did the lavender bags that you pop in your undies drawer. And this was because we're getting to the end of term, which means that a lot of schools are after fundraising, all that kind of stuff. And from personal experience, I found that these were a quick, easy, cheap make that meant that you could pop them in little organza bags or whatever and sell them out at, sort of £2.50 a pop for a couple of them. People would pay it because they smell and look fabulous. Pop them in their undies drawer and it's great for fundraising and all that kind of stuff. So that was the remit behind the lavender raviolis. You've got two types. There's either Tilda or Tula, all the this morning. I'm going to work with some Tula actually this morning. It was from the Lineworks collection. Yeah. So, and you can make about 16 out of your kit. No problem at all. And then the other one was the easiest half-metre tote bag. And again, this one is so broad. Again, it's a quick, easy project if you are making to sell for charities, supporting anything like that, kids' school fetes, things like that, anything like that. It's a really quick, easy make for that. But also, bear in mind, it's also a bag for life and a really easy one that you can just bundle up and, have in your bag of all bags that you take to the supermarket.
The bag of bags.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there's not a better project than basically saving the planet.
Correct.
That fits in the remit as well, as far as I'm concerned. We did that where you could buy it with the instructions and then you could buy top-ups where we would send you extra half meters. That is still available. And you can use your own stash. That's absolutely fine. The top-ups obviously are subsidised heavily. And also we've been really careful to make sure that we're sending you fabric with non-directional prints because it just makes it a lot easier.
Absolutely.
Easier.
And then
otherwise you've got
suits all projects.
Huh?
Suits all projects.
Exactly, exactly. So that's what we've got. And that's what we've done. So whether you are giving it to a friend to cheer them up, whatever it is. Now, next month's is this. And we are heavily subsidising these. So with these, you will get the fabric that you need to make the top of the quilt. And I imagine we can probably do... We put some wadding on a special price today so that we've got that a little bit subsidised for anyone that also wants to just do that. Remind me, actually, Jem, as well, we need to say about the the lucky dip as well that we've got going on today. It's all going on today, my goodness. This is the perfect lap size quilt for people in wheelchairs. Things like that. Really, really handy.
Little people.
Or just little people, you know, pop it down, play mat. It's a great size, just to take the chill off if you're sitting outside, you know, in apparently summer.
Yes, apparently summer.
Apparently summer, yeah.
Changeable summer.
Changeable summer. Or I keep little things like this in the car for when the kids are cold because, you know, they've got wet.
Great pet size as well.
Don't go in the puddle. You get wet and then you get cold.
Oh, yeah.
Great!
That was a beautiful face. Cut righty.
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah. So that's fun. I'm expecting quite a lot more of that from my kids as well. Not the faces. Well, actually the faces as well, to be fair. I have to realise that I do just have a mini me. Not a lot I can do about that. What else to tell everybody, Gemma? Oh, yeah, so are we doing... We're just doing the kits, aren't we, for those? And if you buy multiples, then you get multiple instructions, but why not share them with a friend? Basically, they should be $17.99. They're $10.99.
Yes.
So
heavily subsidised.
Heavily subsidised again, yeah. So that is what we are doing. Obviously, it's a lucky dip of fabric. We will make sure that it is beautiful as ever. And away we go. Hurrah!
Shall we say what anyone who purchases this month's Pay It Forward might be in a chance of winning? Have you got it to flash about? Or do I need to
No, it's in the other office.
ninja my way out of the room?
I realised that I did actually bang my head on that camera and I've sent it a bit skew-whiff as well.
Right, which way do you want it? Well, I'll be the camera woman.
I'm just thinking maybe a little bit more towards the hippo. Oh. Whoa. Back. You know, you've got, like, you can see up there.
Oh, yeah, but that's
how much
above
you're moving
my
it.
sphere of vision. I am quite
that's
tiny.
fine. Leave it there. There you go. That's all right. Oh.
Are we good?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Down a smidge?
No, leave it there.
Okay. All right, good.
I mean, it could have gone down. I don't know how it went up.
Oh,
No,
I think we
it's
could
fine.
go down. I think you've proper walloped it up in the air. Look, we've got a nice bit of pole and everything. Oh, I don't think it's going to come down, though.
We're wobbling.
Oh, you see, I'm going to
Nice,
get you to do that.
smooth camera work.
Yeah,
here
really.
today.
I'm not tall enough for that.
No. I am. I'm going to say hello to everyone, Jem, while you do stuff.
Great.
Anyone watching, you are getting, I've just realised, a sneaky peek of Monday's show. This is what I wanted to ask you, actually. Did you want... I've managed to secure some of these gorgeous cutting mats. Do you want them in the kits? I've got blue ones, I've got pink ones. And what I've kind of put together were kits that go with the colours of the mat. So this is the kit for the pink one. Whoops, on the floor. So I just thought we'd do some with the cutting mat that it fits. Just a thought, you know, can never have too many cutting mats, can you, Gemma?
Absolutely.
Is our stay. Would be our thoughts on that. Right. I need to say hello to everyone, Gemma. I feel really rude. But you know what's happened, don't you?
What's happened? Is it all timed out?
No, it's not that it's timed out. It's that I can't find my glasses anywhere.
Oh, come on. You have
just
so
hold
many
this
pairs
and I'll
of
read them.
glasses. I know. Are you being quite blind? Do I need to come up and read it for you?
I just am quite blind.
You are
I'm not being quite blind. I am.
You are a little
quite
bit.
blind.
You are.
Yeah. Morning, Dawn. Morning, Liz. Morning, John Jacob Morgan. How is everyone? Well, apart from being quite blind, all right. Thank you very much. Morning, Natalie. Morning, Anne. Morning, Rebecca. Morning, ladies. Been busy making pet blankets with some scrap fleece I found in your stash and your scrap bags. Good job. Actually, the fleece is really rather lovely, isn't it? For backing quilts for animals and actually kids as well. I really like that. Morning, Claire. Good morning, Natasha and Gemma. Washing up into soak. Washing up into soak. What, as in your washing's up soaking. Got it. I was thinking of the product soak, and I was like, what's going on there? It's Tudor Lineworks. Can I be a little person for this project? Of course you can. Of course you can, John. Of course you can. Nice moves, Tash. I know, they don't go unnoticed, do they?
She does all her own choreography, you know.
It really is. You know, that was part of my degree, don't you? Yeah.
Shows, doesn't it, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Beautiful. Morning, Julia. Morning, Joanne. The bag behind you is great. Perfect size for rulers and cutting mats. Is there a pattern for it? Yes, on Monday. I only made it yesterday.
I've been busy making said pattern. Sorry about that. Everyone.
And do you know
just
what?
realised the sounds on
That's
laptop.
right.
Bing, bing.
It was one of those things that I really wanted to make. I wanted to make something like this for a while. And I was super sneaky, Gem, about how I made it. Because I wanted to be able to do it from just 1/2 metre of Styreville. So I had to shenanigate things around to make sure that it fit perfectly on 1/2 metre of that. Lizzie Crangle, are you late? I needed you this morning, Lizzie. Where were you this morning when my daughter demanded some sort of hair braid that was suitable for horses? I don't know what was going on there. Slightly more immobile today. Well, then you wouldn't have been much use, would you? Oh, no, your hands work, don't they? They're all good. Yes. Oh, and Facebook wouldn't let you in? Oh, well, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Come join us. However you come, Elizabeth, you know it's all good. Morning, Michelle. Morning, Vicky. That looks like a portable sized mat, for example, for craft clubbing. I mean,
yes.
Were my thoughts. And my other thought was, do you want another sized one for the rotating cutting mat?
I love my rotating cutting mats.
I'm just saying. Oh, Joanne says that's answered my question. We'll be watching Monday and purchasing a kit for the bag. And yes, a cutting mat in the kit would be fab. Good. Lo, good morning. Finally had the energy to wash her hair.
Oh, small
You've
victories.
had that COVID nasty, haven't you? Nasty. Morning, Elizabeth. Morning, Dawn. Morning. Glad I'm not the only one whose arms get longer when they're reading messages. Do you know what? I think we've been missold those selfie sticks.
Really?
Yeah. I think I just need one of those to hold my phone out so I can read my messages. That would do the job. That's all I need. That's all I need.
Excellent.
That would sort it. Morning, Audra. Lovely to have you with us this morning. And good morning to Jane and Leslie. She's got sun again. Just showing off. Morning, Liz. Morning, Patricia. And... oh, Jane says at last you can watch a live show. Morning, Marion. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Shall we make something?
Well, we can. Can we show the fabulous prize as well, though?
Yes, but you've still got it.
I have.
Come on, cook it this way. Just watch my tea, right? I'm going to move my tea there.
Just saying good morning to our YouTubers, I was.
Oh, morning, YouTubers. Morning. Come on, in your fabulous floaty thing. How hard was it to get your hair down in the end?
Oh, beautiful. So much fun.
Gemma went to some sort of, what was it?
It was a nostalgia show.
Yeah, and Gemma's born in the wrong era. She should have been like a 1950s housewife.
Yeah.
Because that suited you beautifully. Yeah. Rollers, the whole shebang.
The dresses, the lot.
Yeah, but it was basically glued onto your hair.
Yeah, they used a product that's called glue.
Yeah,
and it had many pins.
Do you know the last time that I did that was when I went to a fancy dress as a Patsy out of Ab Fab.
Perfect.
I was so ill the next day. I just sat crying in my shower. I just sat in the base with just the water coming on my head, just thinking, please, just make my hair not hurt, my head not hurt.
Your head hurt for so many reasons.
For so many days. Right. I can get myself a really bad reputation, aren't I? Cotton Mix 8020. This is queen size, I believe. We are going to give this, courtesy of Lieselina.
Yes.
Our lovely friends at Lieselina said that they would like to help us with our projects and could they support us in any way? And then we said, well, you could do us a giveaway. Thank you very much. And please. So they have. So they have donated this to us to give to you. So if you are buying any of the Pay It Forward projects today, SJ will do that clever thing where she puts you into a prize draw. She has to do it all officially. I don't know how she does it, but she has like a spinny thing and everything.
She does. She's a clever girl.
You've got to do it right, else everyone gets cross. To win this, hurrah! But we're going to put a little discount on our batting anyway, so that if you are buying ahead for next month's, you can get your wadding at a discount. We'll only do that for today because it's Half Meter Heaven Day, so we subsidise that today.
And this here pack, we are going to be stocking these because I think this will be a product that everyone will love. But that price is worth $32.99.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I know.
Very nice.
It is really, isn't it?
Oh, we thank them for that. Yes. I had 64 pins in my wedding hairdo.
Oh, mine was well over 100. I stopped counting by the time we pulled these.
So I thought. I found another one in there the next morning.
Oh. Yeah, you find them for ages.
Ages.
They're in the shower with the shampoo going, oh, something's stuck. Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, it's all good. What should we make first? Should we do lavender ravioli? Yeah. I'm quite excited about these because I need some more. Now. I'm going to go with the limeworks. I just love this collection. Do you want to see it? Look, it's really rather lovely. This is Lineworks were all of the it's this particular one was like this I've got no words today, Gemma. They were all the like the drawings for the collection.
Yes.
What's that called? What does Jane have? Sketchbook. It's not a difficult word.
No.
It's just out of my grasp this morning. Oh, there we go. I do have a rotary cutter. It's in my rotary cutter holder.
Brilliant.
Beautiful. So if you've got a stripology, you are going to be cutting 2.5 inches because these are 2.5 inch strips.
I mean, this would make any jelly roll bits that you wanted to employ into it ideal as well, wouldn't it?
Perfect. Yeah. Do you know what else I did with these? My mum isn't really a sewer. It would be fair to say that she lived in an era where my grandmother sewed, so she didn't bother.
Brilliant.
No judgment. It's fine.
So it's skipped a generation.
Just how it was, yeah, skipped a generation. But we had a lovely evening where we just sat and she stuffed and I sewed.
Oh,
that was really nice. So, wrong sides together because you're just going to sew 3 sides. There is a way to do this, Gem.
Yeah.
And that is to chain piece. And this is just the easiest. So we'll do a few and then you get the idea. I mean, it's not difficult. You've probably already got the idea, to be fair. But, just means we can have a little chat, doesn't it?
Yeah, perfect.
Not a knitting natter because we're not knitting. But if you wish to, and I'm going to bring it into view so that I have some attempt at remembering to put some in. In your kits, you do have some of this. It's beautiful satin. Some people call it rat's tail, which just makes me cringe a bit because I don't like rats.
I'm not a fan.
No, but that is sort of what it's called. I don't know what else it's called. What have we called it? Because I doubt I will have let anything on our website go up being called rat's tail.
I think it's only ever got into kits, so have we ever mentioned
we're just with some ribbon.
Yeah,
ribbony stuff.
Whether it's
round ribbon.
Yeah, well,
it does have.
I think satin's in there somewhere.
Satin-based ribbon something. Yeah. So you're gonna have that going on. So all I would say is just trim through that. I've gone with quite a contrast thread, would be fair to say, like bright pink. But that's fine. And then we're going to go down another side. Hurrah! But it just means that you can just easily chain piece these. And it's super quick, super easy. I did these, like I say, in those little... I save any little organza bags that I get earrings sent to me in or anything like that when I buy a new pair of earrings. And I just shoved a load in there. Popped them in a big basket. Sent them in for school fundraising. Hurrah! Job's a good un, I believe they say.
They do?
Yeah. Here we go. So giving these a little what's it there. Do you guys all have lovely plans for the weekend? Gemma, what are you doing?
Wow. My garden was supposed to be finished today.
All right.
But due to because I've got the landscapers in, for those who don't know, for a variety of reasons, it's been a little bit of a disaster week.
Does that mean that you're going to have scantily clad men on your
my kitchen cam?
CCTV?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah. I don't know. I need to get back today and have conversations about what's occurring. But the idea was to sort of plant out the borders. Right. But being as they're only putting down the first tiles this morning. Oh. Yeah, it's quite a large space, isn't it, my garden? So, yeah, I suspect there's going to be a fair few
hours
that need to be put in. Oh. Does no one know you broadcast on the last Friday of the month?
So what?
Does no one know you broadcast on the last Friday of the month?
They don't care. They do not care. That's fine. We're just going to snip, snip, snip these, and then we're going to stuff them. A teaspoon of lavender. It is beautiful lavender. It's from Yorkshire, would you believe?
It is.
Like the tea.
It smells divine, doesn't it?
It smells amazing. It smells really amazing.
And then, Sunday's Wartime in the Vale, I believe.
It's what, sorry?
Wartime in the Vale. It's a fabulous show over just outside Evesham.
Right.
And it's brilliant. It's the one that made me jump quite a while back.
Well, the one where they kept giving you safety notices that there was going to be a loud bang
explosion. Yeah.
And you had all the sweary words, didn't you?
I had all the sweary words, and I was so embarrassed. And
every time.
They did it again and again and again, and I repeatedly had all the sweary words.
That does make Inga. That story does make Inga laugh quite a lot.
Inga literally doubles over crying with this. Yep. She finds it the funniest story.
I mean, we have to edit it slightly because otherwise we'll get taken off air.
We will.
But just imagine Gemma with her posh, sweary voice. Right, if you don't leave these near a heat source like a radiator or anything like that, then you're going to be able to keep reactivating by just rubbing them together, reactivating the lavender to make it niff nice. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good.
It does. And just a teaspoon works.
Just a teaspoon. It's perfect amount. My kids.
Auntie Lizzie's very naughty.
Auntie Lizzie.
She says, I'm off to PT's house this weekend if she has scantily clad gentlemen there.
I mean, you know.
I mean, even young Meg said, Mother, I came home from sixth form and there were many young, muscular chaps in the garden with no shirt on. I said, it's quite hot, darling.
Jane's had a look.
Jane did say, why does your phone keep flashing? I said, oh, it's just the camera in the kitchen going off.
And normally, to be fair, it's either your dogs or your husband.
It's either the guy having his lunch or the dogs are having a bit of a moment. She's like, your dog's all right, because it's really going off lots today. And I said, it might be picking up activity in the garden. I'll have a quick look, make sure the dogs are all right. They were fine, but there were some chaps going past with wheelbarrows and in the blazing sun. Yeah. No shirt.
No shirt.
Dear me. Yep. I think I described Jane and Inga as being like the lovely wobbly randy old ladies from Harry Enfield that particular day. So they were like, oh, young men on your phone. I said, yes, there are quite a few. Gosh.
They really were. They really were. Oh, happy birthday, Jane. So happy we could have lied.
We weren't expecting it. We were expecting to see little sausage dogs. And it was, oh, young men. Oh, my word. Yes. Oh, dear.
Sorry if any of our viewers find this faintly offensive. I think as we all realise, I have no control over them.
Absolutely.
At all. Right, so if you wish to have these so that they hang, just literally stick your bit of whatever in there. Satin cord
there
sounds better.
Thanks, Sylv.
Thanks, Sylv.
Oh, Audra says, late to the party, what are we making?
Oh, Audra, we are making lavender ravioli because they smell amazing. And if you want to have them so they hang, just stick that in there basically and sew it along, and then away you go, you see. And then I've got my little pockets all filled here, and they are like little ravioli, but the fun is it hasn't stopped yet, Gemma, with these, because we don't want them to fray, and also they don't look like lavender ravioli yet.
No,
because ravioli have what, Gemma?
They have crinkly edges.
They do have crinkly edges, and what do we not have yet?
crinkly edges.
No, we do not. So whip out your pinking shears. Have we got any pinking shears?
We
left?
do, yes. We do
I think
indeed.
I managed to get them on a really good deal, actually, those
Yes.
pinking shears. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with pinking shears.
So glad to know I'm using my microphone.
Wowzers! What was that? What was that?
Now it's safe, I'll pop the mic back on.
Sorry,
dear me.
anyone that was temporarily deafened by
No, I
Gemma
turned
there.
my mic off. Oh, all the pollen this morning though, right?
All the pollen in all the world.
Really is.
Do you know what? I've been bitten by so many flies. Well, I was horse flies.
Oh.
Horsefly season in our world. So I'm just going to go round with my pinking shears to get the full ravioli effect. Now you are going to have to be slightly careful by your satin. What was it? Satin cord stuff. Just don't actually like cut through that, but you can cut around it, and that's basically the same thing. And so you're just taking off the edge so it doesn't fray. Does smell amazing. Does smell so good.
Sorry, SJ.
What's SJ?
You could still hear that sneeze, even with the mic off. You made me jump.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
SJ.
So that you just put that around your hanger, and then you pop that in there. Keeps the moths away, Gem. Not your sneezing. Nothing keeps that away. Crikey.
That might be what made me sneeze.
Yeah, can you smell it from over there?
It's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful.
My kids they take these and they give them a little rub to activate the lavender, and they shove them under their pillow at night time.
Yeah, just inside your pillowcase. It's lovely, isn't it?
These first started out. We put them in the book cushions. That was how these started, because I'd made them for the kids' drawers and they kept having them at night time. So I thought, well, pop them in your cushion, then you'll find your book. They'll have a bit of lavender to relax them as they go off to sleep. And it's all natural rather than sprays and stuff all over the place. I'm not a big fan of a spray.
No, I can understand that.
And that is it. Hey presto. Job's a good un. Bob's your uncle. Well, I don't know if he is really. Have you got an Uncle Bob?
I don't actually know. No.
Disappointing then.
I had an Uncle Jim.
Uncle
He's
Jim's your
fabulous.
uncle. I don't know who Bob is, but he gets around being everyone's uncle.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
He really does. Bob's
We
your
won't
uncle.
talk about who your auntie is.
Huh?
We won't talk about who your auntie is.
No,
No.
just Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
There we go. Ta-da!
Oh dear, horsefly bites are being discussed.
Oh, they're horrible, horrible things. Anyway, that's them, and you're good to go.
I love the pay it forward here, insofar as giving out advice of, oh, try this, it's great, and oh, I've got one, oh, bless you. Everyone's so
what,
kind.
horsefly bites? Yeah.
Everyone's so kind and looking out for each other. You see? Margaret says, a pixie sneeze, love it.
A pixie sneeze?
Yeah, it's a bit
Crikey,
loud for a
how big's your pixie?
Yeah, but it's the little tiny squeak noise.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. That works. Do you know what else worked this morning, Jem? Because obviously in my very organised way, could I find anywhere in my world hair clips?
No, I did notice your creative bit of
I know, right?
improvisation there.
Well, it's true. Just in case, anyone else finds themselves. Honestly, Auntie Lizzie will be like, what? I managed to do French plaits in my daughter's hair.
Oh, bravo.
Down both sides. I know. I was impressed. And then, of course, didn't do anything with my own. Completely forgot about it. And then didn't bring any clips into work either.
Oh,
So
excellent.
I've improvised with
Generally
some
got some hair grips about my person.
quilting clips. Work a treat. Yeah.
I have generally got some grips about my person. However, seeing you with quilting clips in your hair just gave me the chuckles this morning. So, and it seems to be doing the job. So
It does. It's just it's those fluffy bits at the back. That's all.
Margaret's not the only one who thought I sounded like a pixie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Auntie
everybody
Lizzie
else.
too.
But how many pixies have you heard sneeze? I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well, quite, I suppose. Oh, hang on. now. No, but she was a fairy, wasn't she?
Who?
And Peter Pan.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
I watched Hook the other day.
She sneezed quite a bit with the pixie dust. That's pixie dust, though, isn't it? That she throws about. But she is a fairy, isn't she? I think.
Pixies, all the things in all the world. Okay.
So. Jeanette's with us for the first time in ages.
Jeanette?
Yes.
Hello, lovely Jeanette.
Good morning, or
Good morning.
Natasha makes. First time I've been able to watch for ages due to work. I've missed you. I've just turned on and wondered why Natasha was stirring a cup. The lavender, that's what it was.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I wasn't baking. Don't worry. None of that. None of that shenanigans. I'm impressed, said Elizabeth. I also pinch clips off my orchids.
Oh, yes. They are the same, though, the orchid ones.
Basically, aren't they? Yeah. So you will receive a ½ metre of very fabulous fabric. Just trim down your edges. Now, I think in the instructions, I don't know because I can't actually see this morning because I've got no glasses. I think I say, this is a no measure realistically make. All right. So if you've got, you know, if you've already shaved a bit off for another project and it's coming in at 18 inches wide, don't worry. It's not the end of the world, is it, Gemma? But if you can make it there or thereabouts, that 20 inches, then great. If it's a bit smaller, don't panic about it. Just make sure that you even everything up, because this is meant to be the world's easiest, right? Not anything to give you any form of stress. No. So we take those bits off. We're now going to spin it around and take off your salvages.
Marvellous. Gail's with us and she says, my dad used to say Bob's your uncle, and then she mentioned who your aunt is as well. And she says, oh, is that just Hereford? Now, Facebook blocked her there.
I'd forgotten about being your aunt.
Yes. No, that's not just Hereford. That is a generic thing. However, we get in Facebook jail for many things.
We do.
That is a name. We had a fabric, didn't we? It was a... Ooh, which brand was it? Riley Blake. Jane Austen at home, Riley Blake.
Oh, yes, and she did. She called one of hers that.
Yes.
Short for Francis, I want to say.
I don't know.
Or it's probably Margaret. Like, everything seems to be short for Margaret.
It does, even if it's got nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with Margaret at all. Right, I'm going to cut off a little 4-inch strip here. And we now have bag, general bit of the bag, handles.
Oh, there's a lovely conversation going on here about alternatives to lavender for those who perhaps don't like the smell or get migraines, because that can happen.
What?
Yeah, a bit of chamomile or all sorts of things, really. Nice. Go with all sorts of...
Oh, nice. I'm going to fold these edges over by a teeny tiny 1/4 inch and press. Press. Oh, with the iron. There we go. I don't know why I appear to be balancing my iron right on the edge today. On the edge, Gemma. On the edge. There we go. About a
woman on the edge.
Wow, yeah. And then over here as well. I always say Sally's your aunt, because Aunt Sally is a pub game around these parts.
Oh, she was also on Wurzel Gummidge, wasn't she?
She was.
Aunt Sally.
She was indeed, yes, she was. Right, so then we're going to press into the middle, like you are making binding. Oh, Gemma, I forgot to load them their binding tools that I went and bought.
We'll get those up after the show.
Yeah. Then into the middle, like so. Like so. Right, if you want to upgrade at any point and you want to do this with a bit of waist shaper, do that. Makes life easy as well, doesn't it, Jen?
Waist shaper's fabulous stuff, isn't it?
It's fabulous stuff. I do have to agree with you.
And if you like a firm handle.
Oof.
No, but you know, some of us do. Some of us don't mind a soft handle, but some of us like something with a bit more oomph.
Bit more oomph.
Bit of oomph.
And then just fold that back over.
That's what you need, isn't it?
And then just give that a little press again. And then you're going to stitch down either side. Let me prep the other one, and then we've got our handles done. I mean, when I say that this is an easy make, right? I'm not lying, am I, Jem?
No. And these makes are fabulous to do with your kids, and also great if you do want to teach someone to sew, because that's one of the things that we've suggested Pay It Forward might be for. You know, if someone wants to learn to sew, you could buy them a kit and teach them. And
I don't know what
skills
this
forward,
pub game is.
What pub game?
Well, I'm busily reading my messages, nearly burning myself.
Oh, don't
Concentrate,
do that.
one thing at a time. That there Vicky's saying she can't be trusted to play Aunt Sally because her aim's bad. What is Aunt Sally? What are you aiming at?
I don't know.
And why have we not played it? If Vicky knows a game, a pub-based game, why have we not played it with her?
I hope Vicky's not going to be cross about this and say, really, you two, how do you not know the game?
Oh, I don't know, she might.
She probably won't be as cross as I was yesterday when I realised that Guy hadn't ever heard of Audrey the Plant and Little Shop of Horrors.
So I get a phone call. There I was, settling down with a little gin and tonic with the boyf. And I get a phone call from Gemma going, as you are the one in the middle of a divorce, I want to know whether or not this is actual grounds for divorce. I mean, I'm glad that I can be of use.
Yes.
Glad I can
really
be
useful.
so useful for you. And I'm like, right. And would you like to tell me what exactly has occurred? And your answer was, Gemma.
He's not seen nor heard of Little Shop of Horrors.
I think we can all
and
agree.
is refusing to watch it on the grounds it sounds rubbish.
Now, I can forgive a man for not having heard of it. You know, if you haven't heard of it, you haven't heard of it. But
it's not okay, is it?
It was the way that it was just dismissed out of hand.
Yeah. It was the Rick Moranis mention, I think. I was a bit speechless.
I was sat
I
there
don't
with
even
a
know this man.
6'4" Welshman saying it's really good. But
You know
in
what?
like
We've
a
been together
deeper,
16 and a half years.
Welsh
You're definitely
voice.
deeper voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to attempt an accent. But yeah, exactly that. So you've been together how many years, Jem?
16 and a half, maybe 17 years. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you two have been up to for all those years, but how this has only just come to light, I don't know.
I know.
I have no words.
No.
And have we managed to persuade him that he needs to watch it?
No. Do I even know him anymore?
Do you want to know him anymore, Gemma? I mean,
dear.
that's really the question, isn't it? Doesn't even want to know Little Shop of Horrors.
I know.
Hang on. Can I just check something? Did you sing bits of it to him? Oh, you didn't?
No.
Because I ended up with an entire Welsh rendition of Skid Row in my ear. Thanks to you guys.
Nice.
So yeah, thanks for that.
No.
Any excuse to sing, I discover, the Welsh have.
Yeah. Rightly so. They can normally belt out a good one.
Yeah, or otherwise. So yeah, I was obviously thanking you for that. I'm just stitching down both sides of the handles, by the way.
And we've got the most gorgeous little story from Maud.
Maud.
Hello,
Maud.
good morning, Maud. She says, my late husband was Bob, and my sister was talking to her 3-year-old and said, Bob's your uncle. And the 3-year-old said, I know he is. That's adorable.
You see, you can't get anything past the 3-year-old, can you?
I love that. Gorgeous. Lynn's had her comment blocked by Facebook.
Lynn. Lynn. Facebook jail for you.
No, well, when you read it, it's not that bad.
I'm amazed Lo's still watching.
There are assumptions made by Facebook, I think. They take a word that could be meant in a naughty way and in a good way, and they just twist it.
Right, how do Americans manage then with Facebook? Because, you know, they don't have bum bags, do they? They have
them packs. She said Aunt Sally was a mannequin that you threw balls at to knock her over. That got put in the hidden section of Facebook. Is this the knocking her over thing? Do they think we're promoting violence? I don't know. Come on, Facebook.
I don't know, are we?
Have a word with yourselves.
A mannequin. We've got mannequins. We can play that this afternoon.
Well, Vicky says, pub garden. You balance a small wooden thing on top of a metal post with a large black back cloth, then stand back behind a line and throw wooden batons end over end to try and knock it off. Hitting the metal post doesn't count. I don't think I'd be able to do that sober or otherwise, to be honest.
Sounds a bit beyond us, doesn't it?
Oh, April is with us, and she says, I'm so sorry to have missed a few shows, but I'm loving the quilt behind you.
Ah, April, we did this
Wednesday.
It's the Lady Grey quilt, but I always called it the Lady Jane Grey. And as it was Jane's birthday, it felt appropriate.
Yeah, and we did get
It's unusual for us to be appropriate, isn't it, really? But in that instance, we did
get quite a few emails as well saying, so, the Lady Jane quilt.
It's the Lisa Chandler quilt. And Lisa, bless her. Right, okay, I think we can all agree, right? This is a very beautiful quilt.
Stunning.
Yes?
Stunning.
Yes?
Yes.
And we've all admired it.
Yes.
Muchly.
Yes.
The message I get from Lisa is, seriously, did you not see the design error that I had to Photoshop on the pattern? Did you have to hang it that way round?
We haven't moved either.
No, we haven't.
Kept it up.
So,
to show that even when you make a mistake on a quilt, it can still be stunning.
Yeah.
Can we spot it? Can anyone spot it?
I bet Margaret spotted
it. 100%.
Come on, Margaret.
Come on, Margaret. Come on.
Don't let us down, Margaret. Right.
I'm going to keep an eye out and I'll tell you if anyone spots it.
Okay. Right. I'm going to show you something, okay? You have choices at this point. This is how this fabric, in the pattern, you are going to sew down both those sides. All right? Gemma's got a mouth open.
What's the matter?
No,
I'll tell you something very exciting in a minute. This is fabulous.
If you are worried in any way about the fact the stalks go left to right rather than up and down, Gemma, does that annoy you? Or is that all right for you? Meh.
It's fine.
Meh.
It's Friday.
Meh.
Easy going Friday, isn't it?
If you have fabric in your stash and that's going to bother you, turn it around, cut there, and the next step you're going to do 3 ways. All right? It's as simple as that. So shall I just show it? Because the bag works that way or the other way. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So for those of you, I will put this extra step in. This step is not in the pattern. But for those of you that want to use it, then yes, you can use a directional print, and here is how. But we have been quite careful to not send out directional prints for this reason. Oh, I don't know where my voice has gone. Right, so this feels all sorts of wrong, doesn't it, Gemma? Mm-hmm. But we're going to keep it like this. And it's going to feel like you are sewing always round wrong. You're not. You're going to sew round. If you've got the folded edge, if you've not cut it, then you're going to have the folded edge there and you're just going to sew down both sides there. If you are working with a directional print, you're going to spin it through 90 degrees. It's just going to be a different orientation of your bag. I'm learning in life, Gemma, that nothing is wrong.
No, I'm chuckling to myself at the observations on the quilt that are actually not incorrect.
Oh, amazing. Wow. Have we opened that up for all sorts of fun?
Yeah, scrutiny that, no, they were actually, a lot of these things are actually correct and fine. Oh, dear.
Right, okay, so before we insult Lisa then, or upset her in any way, I'm just going to show you the pink is meant
there are
to
quite
be
a few
there.
who got this right. Someone's just not put that border on correctly. So those of you that got that right.
Anybody who has suggested anything else, shame on you. And it was absolutely perfect.
No, Karen, the top border's perfect. It's not upside down. No, that's fine. Yes, it's the border stripe on the side. Julia, Auntie Lizzie, the square on the right has a white bit. It doesn't. It might be the light catching it funny though.
Square on the right has a white bit. Ah, well, you see, that should be.
No,
and then you wouldn't have.
I didn't know whether she went in the top corner, but either way, no.
Either way.
Yes, the pink border's the wrong way.
Oh no, I'll tell you what it is. It's the gap behind the.
Yes. Pink and white sashing on the right. Yes.
Right. So whilst you just go through this, it's like one of those lunchtime quiz books, isn't it? Where you can spot the difference.
Lovely Margaret says, yes, I did spot it first thing on Wednesday, but I assumed only God makes perfection. Well, thank you for being kind, Margaret, and not pointing it out at the time.
Do you know what? The comment that I made to Lisa was, what is it that they say? Only Allah is perfect, or something like that. So,
yeah, quite.
She just went, oh yeah, thanks.
A galloping horse wouldn't have seen it, so it was fine.
There you go, it's all good. So I am sewing around 1/4 inch, which allows me a bit of wobble. That's fine, Gemma, we're allowed a bit of wobble.
So now everyone's got it now, they're all good, it's fine.
And are we all still friends with Lisa? Yes, we are, you
Yes.
see. This is the thing, isn't
But
it?
we love her even more. Because we've all done something and then it just jumps at us and we can't see anything else. But Lisa, no one saw this. Well,
Apart from Margaret. Alrighty, so when you have managed to sew around 3 sides,
with your wrong sides together,
you can then safely take your pins out. And then you are going to, oh hello. If you've got a creative grid, you want to whip that out now, right? Because you will have on your creative grid lovely marks down there, which you're going to line up 1/8 of an inch onto your stitch line and trim back, okay? And you'll have little squiggly bits. You're going to do that all the way around, okay? Squiggly diddly diddly bits.
quite excited I am now, Natasha.
Sorry?
I'm quite excited.
Why?
Jenny Totterdale says, I have a friend who is currently in a live production of Little Shop of Horrors.
Where?
He is the voice of the plant.
Amazing.
So the plant's called Audrey, for those of you who haven't seen the film. And the reason this all came about is I've been looking after my parents' plants while they've been away. And my mother has got some quite out of control tomato plants.
Really
They've got
has.
to be at least 8 feet tall now in her conservatory, ×3. They are so thirsty. I have been watering them every day and filling up bottles with a system that then feeds the plants. And I sent her a message the other day saying, I have fed your tomato plants. They are giving me Audrey vibes.
Did she understand
They're
that?
terrified. She did. She laughed.
Okay, great.
And Guy just didn't get it. And that's when I
Yeah.
said, surely you've seen Little Shop of Horrors. So Jenny, if you could message us and let us know where said show is. Where? Because clearly that needs to happen.
Right, I've cut back to 1/8 of an inch, cut my seams back to 1/8 of an inch, and then I've just mitered my corners there. I would have put it on the correct screen, but I was too busy listening to Gemma's story.
My fault, my fault.
I'm not blame. There's no blame.
Oh,
We've
it's
discussed
fine.
this.
I'll
No
take
right or
some blame.
wrong.
It's fine.
And then I am going to ease out those little corners. I've got a really natty little tool. Where have I put it? Here we go. And it's called that. Well, it's meant to be called that purple fang, but obviously somebody pinched the idea somewhere and made it pink.
Yeah.
I've got it in pink and orange and turquoise and all sorts. And right, if you have managed to mitre a little too close, don't worry. It really doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter. But what you do want to do is when you press, make sure that your seam is right on the edge. Are we on the edge this morning, Gem?
We are always on a Friday, yeah. It's that,
On the
that
edge.
minor panic to get everything done before the weekend so that you can rest.
Actually do other stuff than work, you mean?
Sylv says, oh, are we doing French seams? I love French seams.
We are French seaming all over the shop.
And the
Yes,
benefits of
we
a French
are.
seam, Natasha?
The benefits of a French seam is that this bag is going to be used and washed and used and washed, and your edges will not fray. It's used by dressmakers a huge amount so that your clothes can indeed be washed and worn without fraying left, right and centre, especially if you don't have an overlocker and you're sewing like that. So that is the advantage of a French seam. It's neat, it's tidy, it looks great. I use them a lot.
Yeah, they look so neat, don't they?
They
'Cause when you
do.
look into this bag, there'll be no raw edges.
No
to
more
be
edges, and it's
seen.
just saved you the price of putting a lining in.
Yep.
It now means that this, oh, those are calling it a Hong Kong seam. There we go. Yeah. And it's just saved you the price of a lining. It means that this is now going to be one of those bags you can just throw in the car or throw in your big main bag because it folds up super tiny. Or do you know what else I use these for, Gemma?
What's that?
When I gift a quilt.
Nice.
I say when I gift a quilt or just make one for my daughter. Do you remember the Creative Grid one, the Liberty one that I made for
I
Emily,
do.
the rainbow one?
I do.
And then with the scraps that I had left over, I cut her name out and then put the scraps, I put the middle bits on her quilt. And then I put the bits that I cut it out of onto the bag, and that's the quilt in the bag. that went to school, because she was at that age when she first started nursery full time where she still needed a little nap in the afternoon.
Yes.
So she went with her Emily quilt to school in her bag. I must get that back actually before they leave.
Well, yes, quite.
Yeah, gosh. So now we're going to sew at 1/4 inch. Right, Gemma.
Yes.
I can hear panic from people already going, but what if I didn't quite manage to cut my seam back and a little bit shows through, and you get the odd wisp? Well, you've got two things. You can either chop that wisp off, or you just come and sew a little bit wider.
Yes.
It's up to you.
So again, around again.
Yeah. So we're now right sides together with our fabric, and around we jolly well go.
Oh, we're just sharing some quilting related mishaps here and there. Lovely Karen says, I have a quilt hanging in my hall with a sunburst in the corner, which I was ultra careful to make sure it was in the right orientation. After hanging it, I noticed someone must have turned the rest. Oh, they must have given the rest of the quilt a turn round, because the sunburst is back to front.
Oh no!
Oh well, never mind.
Hey,
back to front or
I quite
different?
I quite like it. Just a design feature. We have a few of those, don't we, Renee, Jem? We love a good design feature.
Yeah, we do, absolutely. Yeah. And Natalie says that her mum had a climbing plant that started to grow across the living room floor that she christened Audrey because it would move when no one was near it. Ooh. Oh dear.
Ooh.
No, these tomato plants are ridiculous though. They just absolutely love being in the conservatory. They've climbed right up to the roof and across. And there's a load of tomatoes up high. My parents
You're going to have to get a ladder out or something.
You're going to have to get a ladder out to pick those. They're only green at the moment, so we don't need to worry about picking them, but blimey. Right. Oh.
Then...
Oh, it's in Scunthorpe, the show, but it's only on till Saturday night, so only 2 nights left.
Oh, we haven't got time to go up.
Sad times. Otherwise, I think we'd have been there, wouldn't we?
We would have so been there. Maybe another works day out, like when we have to go... what are we doing for Jane's birthday? Segwaying.
Segway.
Oh, yeah, that's
adventure.
Can't wait. Quick segue.
Vicky's oohing at everything. She's made many comments that start ooh, and then has said, I need to stop saying ooh today, it seems. But one of the oohs was the whole gift bag for the quilts. She loves that idea.
Yeah, you know...
perfect.
It's a sake of an extra ½ metre of fabric means that you have a matching bag that will probably get used or loved. The other thing that I've seen quilts being gifted in are antique lace pillows.
Nice.
Which is really lovely.
Beautiful.
Right, so...
we have French seam gate as well. A Hong Kong seam is a bound seam. So, you know, binding down your seam.
Well, I am really pleased that Lo loves a Hong Kong seam.
Yes. That's not what we're doing today. No.
Soz Lo!
No.
Soz, not happening.
Oh, and apparently everyone was really excited, well, especially Auntie Lizzie, to see Jane's prezzies. What fun.
Oh, we had so much fun.
We do like to share these things if we can.
What else have we got? All sorts of goodies.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to twidge that over. Now, you can measure this. Of course you can. I'm just going to twidge it over and just make sure that it's the same either side, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if we've set an unrealistic idea of what we do here to lovely young Izzy, who's now working with us, because we had cake and we celebrated SJ's engagement with a few bubbles, didn't we?
We did.
And yeah, I'm not sure if she thinks that's what we do every day.
I am sorry.
She'll be disappointed, won't she? Quite quickly,
yes.
If that's the case. Again, turning over once. Gemma, is that going to do the job?
No.
So what we're going to do?
More edges showing, wouldn't you? Over again.
Over again we go.
Over
again we go. Now you can do this by.
Again.
I think I do this by like ½ an inch or something. But do you know what? It's up to you. I'm not going to stand here and painstakingly measure it all. You can do that at home. All right. But as long as you have no raw edges showing, And this is what I mean, like it doesn't need to be stressful, does it, this? Now, let's talk about these there handles, right? When you pop your handles in, just make sure they're not twisted. Move that down so you can see. Okay. And just measuring, I'm going to go in, because you've got no raw edges there because you turn them under. You can just pop them on the edge there. Now when you're dealing with longer handles and you want to make sure, you can just, if you just make sure that you turn them and turn them and turn them like that, so that you're not going to get a twist, then that's absolutely fine. And then again, just pop those handles there. I just line them up one on top of the other, saves you having to measure again, Gemma. Again.
Lovely.
There they. Missed a bit of stitching there. Might have to hang on. Hang on. There has been a quick stitchy error going on there.
Can't have a stitchy error.
Not have a stitchy handle error. Who didn't check that they had actually managed to fold it in half correctly? That would be me. Right, here we go. Let's try that again, shall we? Got all the sewing lines on there now. And again, you know, just line it up in there so that you know that when you pin it, one is going to sit inside the other really nicely. And then pin, and then sew. Hooray! Just sew that around. And if you have on your sewing machine, take that off. There we go. And then you can simply oh, where's my foot gone? Gemma's gone very quiet.
I know.
Suspicious, are you alright?
Well, no, I was just having a little,
no.
a little shenanigate on the system. So, for those of you who perhaps want a filling, in fact for anything, but lavender is not your friend, we have got a little of our sandalwood.
Oh, the sandalwood is gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Yeah. And you know what, actually, quite, I'm not going to say masculine smell, but it's sort of...
It really has got universal appeal, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's Beautiful.
I have to say, I did fill one for the boy, and he's a big fan of it. Taking my pins out, there we go.
Do you know as well, sandalwood, true story, when I had my wisdom teeth out,
yeah,
I was supposed to go into hospital, have a general anaesthetic and have these out.
Can I just stop you mid-story? Yeah, I'm just going to, now I can feel my seam allowance there. If you want to flip it around and if you want to go round again on that inside seam, then just do, and it just keeps then everything in place. You've stitched it twice, that you're going to stitch those handles in again, and everything is in there, and we're all good. Yeah, go for it, Gemma.
Yeah, so when I was going in to have these done, I very much insisted I didn't want to have a general anaesthetic, so the NHS refused to remove them without one. So I paid and went privately to this brilliant chap, and I didn't want sedatives, didn't want anything. It makes me unwell, so no. Sandalwood has got natural sedative and antidepressant effects to it.
Is that why we all love it so much?
It's beautiful, but it has got a sedative effect. And it's really good for anti-inflammatory as well if it's topically applied. But, you know, by the by, I went in with some sandalwood on a pad. I had various oils that I'd got on pads because I'm a qualified aromatherapist. And yeah, just was wafting these little fabric pads in front of my face here and there. And yeah, the dentist was like, well, this is marvellous. I've not known anyone sit so still for anything. So it's a really nice fragrance to help just relax you. And
hang on. I wouldn't want the dentist getting relaxed.
No, I did worry about that slightly.
You didn't think that one through, did you?
No. But it's fine. It's all fine.
So there we have a very quick, easily made bag. Ta-da! So when I say, Gemma, that it is indeed the easiest half-metre tote, that's exactly what it is.
It really is. Look at that.
It really is. And if you've done it the other one, it's going to be that way up, and that's fine too.
Either way,
it just doesn't matter, does it? Away you go. Job done.
Perfect.
That's it. So you can make them for friends, for the planet, for whatever. It's up to you. We still have extras if you want to get the subsidised half meters for these.
We have, yes.
They are still on there.
They are.
We've got one donkey left, unless that's gone.
It's just gone today.
Oh, it's just been rehomed.
Yeah, it's gone today.
Lovingly rehomed.
Yeah.
Without a vet check or anything, it's gone.
That's gone today. Yeah.
Well done.
And lovely things going on today. It's great. Jane Gray says, I'm going to have a go at making one of these bags this weekend. I have to get my machine out anyway to make my daughter a belt for her end of term play.
Ooh.
We love a play.
We do love a play. But you see, that bundles up very, very small if you need it to. It's also great for lunches, all that kind of stuff.
Marvellous.
But you see, look, you can keep that, can't you?
Yes.
In your bag. And that's really, really easy. So that is today's make. We have made them before. There's nothing been new today on today's show. But sometimes it's just nice to recap and revisit.
Absolutely.
So if you need the pattern, grab your half metre with the pattern. They are still available. If you need extra half metres, again, they're subsidised for the pay it forward. So do some good with them. Next month's is going to be a little lap quilt. Super, super easy lap quilt. Very, very lovely. 2 half metres, you're done. So do grab those as well. And if you are buying that today, then you get into the prize draw.
You do.
To win that.
Absolutely.
And how much did you take off the price of the wadding today for anybody that needs a bit of extra wadding?
By the half metre we have discounts on wadding, but I've also got 2 of these packs still available that I've put on an introductory price of $29.99. They should be $32.99.
Did you know?
I did,
oh,
yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Left me to my own devices.
I did.
We just have a few last questions if you've got time for them.
Always.
Great. Well, Jeanette says that she's ordered the sandalwood today and she loves the scent. She can't wait to get ravioli making.
I don't have a lot left.
No, we really don't actually. I might have to go and get some myself. And Nikki says, can I ask a question about sewing machines? I remember Natasha saying if there was only one sewing machine she would have, it would be ... Which one was it? I mean, it's like asking you to choose your favourite child, isn't it? But
oh gosh,
I know. Right. Perhaps say why we love each, and then yes.
So, the DX was kind of my dream machine.
Yes.
Because never in a month of Sundays did I ever think that I would ever have a UX or an NX.
No.
Like, just wasn't even out there to have that kind of money to be able to spend ever on a machine, ever. This felt like quite the... So, depending on budget, if you're an all-round sewer and you're going for one machine, and depending on the budget, either the NX or the DX. This is the DX that I've been using today. They are small but mighty. They go through anything. The only thing that you have to bear in mind is that your throat space here is slightly smaller than the NX. So if you're doing lots of quilting, you're actually doing the quilting yourself, then the NX is the better option for that. It has other whizzy bits on it because it's, you know, it is a higher graded machine.
Yes.
But fundamentally, this will do everything.
Yes.
Now, we are the only other place apart from like Juki themselves that offer refurbished machines. And this is just something to bear in mind. Next Wednesday, we have got Gary coming in. We've got 2 more refurb DXs. Now, what that means, and we will have some NX refurbs next Wednesday. Okay, there has been a delay on the non-refurbed NXs coming into the country. They are on a little bit of a delay. I know that one of you've bought one of those and they are delayed, and I hope we have sent you in that email to say that's just been a delay coming in from Europe for those. It is on its way. But we have, and we would really recommend, because, you know, any saving right now that anyone can make anywhere is always a good thing. The DX7s have a discount on. When we say that they are refurbed, they have probably done about 2 hours worth of work, or they've been on display at a show and done a show, and they've come out of the box. They have had a full service, and they come to you like new, with the full guarantee that you would get with a new machine. Okay, so it is really worth looking at. You've got a refurb, haven't you?
Yeah, now the very lightly used ones that you've just mentioned that have perhaps been on display or shown for an hour or so, that's specifically the DX7, isn't it?
Yeah.
The NX7
The NX7s will have had a little bit more use, but there's a bigger discount on those. But again, they've been fully serviced, and they come with the full 2-year guarantee from Juki themselves. So you've got that guarantee there in place. And again, they're just fabulous machines, but there is nearly £1,000 off the NX7s. It's not to be sneezed at. Yeah. It's a lesser discount for the DX7s, but they've basically been opened, maybe done a few stitches, and that's it. So just bear that in mind. Wednesday is when we will have stock of the NXs. Yes. We've only got 2 of the DXs. I mean, just the fact that we have to say that there's been a delay for the non-refurb, the normal NXs coming in, shows you how difficult. And again, it just tracks back to being able to get parts and whenever it's still COVID.
It's the way of the world.
Where they are manufactured, if anybody has COVID, they shut down the whole building. Mm-hmm. They're still doing that. Mm-hmm. So it just puts a delay on everything.
It does.
So, and we have no control over that. So that's what I would say to you. If you already have a machine like this, and you want something that is just going to do a straight stitch and do it fast, brilliantly, I mean, and really, really power through everything.
Super duper workhorse.
Then I absolutely love my semi-industrial tabletop, because for me, when I'm doing prep that doesn't involve stitches other than a straight stitch, and it's done, and I go hell for leather on that thing. And it just means that I can get my prep done super fast, and it goes through layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. It's a proper workhorse. And you will be able to go through it with this machine. It won't do it as fast, because it's slightly slower to allow you to do all of the other whizzy stitches, and it's got alphabets and all sorts of beautiful stitches on there. So it's whatever's going to suit you.
Yeah. So that semi-industrial that Natasha's just mentioned
is the
that's your TL
220. I want to say
2200, isn't it?
2200. Yeah. There's lots of T's, mini lots of zeros, but there's a TL on there.
And again,
I
think
a cult following.
That's on a waiting list as well.
Yeah.
But it is a straight stitch.
It's just a straight stitch.
Lot.
Yeah. Which is why, you know, day to day, I would say I use that a huge amount.
Yes.
But sometimes you just need. Yeah. And for dressmaking and stuff like that, because I can take this off, which I can't with the TL.
Yes.
It's just little things like that. Like I wouldn't be without either a DX or an NX. The tabletop
That's
is
what
just
you chuck in the car, isn't it? And take it with you.
I take it everywhere. Yeah.
It goes with you.
Absolutely. So either that or the tabletop will go everywhere.
When you see Natasha on other shows, she takes a machine. Yeah. She is not trusting another brand of machine. Thank you and please. No, absolutely not.
Never.
That is our machines you see that go with her, and it's more often than not it's the DX7, isn't it?
Yeah. Because it's that little bit lighter, so it's more portable, but it's heavy enough that it doesn't bounce.
Correct.
And that is the other thing. So that's what I would say on that.
But Gary will be with us on Wednesday.
Lovely Gary. We love Gary. And do you know what? Whether you have a Juki or not, it's worth watching the show, because A, Gary is lovely. Yes. B, he has such a wealth of knowledge.
He does.
You never know, because he's worked on all of the different types of machines, because Franklin's Juki, where he comes from, they sell and service all the machines. So he's just going to give you a wealth of advice for any sewing machine. And if you happen to want a Juki, fabulous, happy days.
Yes.
But what I would say, and I know the bigger chance, so the way this came about, because we are the only people trusted with the refurbs, and the way it came about was I was demonstrating here, I was demonstrating the machines at what is now Crate and Craft at Ho Chanda, and people were buying off the back of my shows on the other channels because they got the 3 payments.
They did.
And I totally get that. But you weren't buying from us. And so they realised that we're like, hang on a minute, you're doing yourself out of sales here.
Yes.
Like, yes, we are.
Yes, we
kind
are.
of, but I don't mind because I really love the machines. And so they went, right, we're going to make you the only people to have the refurbs. So that is our point of difference. And I'm so grateful. And again, that just goes to show what a lovely company Dukey are, because they've looked after me.
That's true.
And so we look after them. And so we have that kind of, that thing. So that's why you can only get them here.
Yes, we have a few comments about Dukies, just very, very quickly. So Daryl says, I love my DX7. Yes. We have Michelle saying, I bought a refurbished NX7. It's fantastic, my dream machine, and I'm not disappointed. It is your forever machine.
It is your forever machine. And if that means that you need to look at, you know, a credit card or something to get those repayments, because I'm not doing it over 3 months, because we don't offer that here, because we have to pay for that service and we're not big enough to manage it. We're not a big enough company. Then yeah, you know, I would really recommend having your finances, whatever that is, in place. And again, only if you can, you know, if you can, and that's another reason that I'd kind of worry about finance, because I don't want anyone getting in a situation that they can't be in. So I sort of, I worry about that for a little bit.
Maud says it's well worth buying a refurb. And Gary is amazing. Yeah. Elizabeth says, I have a insert competitor brand and I recommend you never get one. Bless you. I could say the same, but for a different brand. I had a horrific time. A 20-month-old machine that cost me £600, and they wouldn't, and a 3-year warranty, they wouldn't do anything about it. It wasn't my fault either. That was so naughty. Horrific, absolutely horrific. Naughty. Very big name brand. I mean,
Ginny's if Bob's your uncle, then it might have been another relative.
Absolutely. Ginny's got a Dukey. Patricia says, oh, brill, Natasha. I'm still thinking about one of the refurb machines. I'll be watching on Wednesday.
They go quick. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, the last time that Gary was here, we'd sold most of the stock before he even actually started the show. But this is the difference, isn't it, between us and a channel that's Ofcom regulated, is that they wouldn't have been able to go to air. Yeah. We were like, they bought them, Gary, they need to know how to use it. Yeah, so it doesn't matter that we don't have stock now. We still do the show so that you can see what it is you bought.
Get your questions ready for Gary.
Yeah, do, because he just is amazing.
And he'll answer
He's worked for them for over 30 years.
Yes, yes. And
his brother works for them in Miami.
Amazing.
I'm not being funny, Gary, but really.
Who drew the short straw there?
Colchester or Miami.
But every single time we have Gary on, we get emails without fail that say, I was in two minds about whether to watch the show because I don't have a Dukey and I can't, it's not on my list of things to get one at the moment, but I'm so glad I did. I learned so much about sewing in general and machines. Yes. April says she has the Dukey Serger, so the overlocker. Yep. And she loves it. She loves Dukey.
I've got that as
well. But we've got one with a whoosh, haven't you? We've got a whoosh. That's an air thread overlocker. That's another kettle of fish. Beautiful piece of machinery there. And Claire Angelina says, I'm well pleased with my 100 needles. Those have been tested by Gary, and he's very happy. We tested them on the show. Very happy with those.
This was, and again, this was a Gary revelation. Yes. I always thought it was a bad thing when a needle snapped. Gary's like, no. You want needles that will snap when they're put under too much pressure. You want them to snap, not bend, because if a needle bends, it can damage your machine because it's not going into the point exactly where it's meant to. And when you think about it, it's like, yes, of course. So he said, but you want one that's going to bend. And he hadn't ever worked with the brand that we sell, the Class ones. So he snapped one, and he's like,
he did.
Yep, that's exactly what you want. And oh my goodness, the number of you that went for them, are they $24.99? There's something like that for 100 needles.
I'm just popping them into today's collection.
And it just means, I mean, bear in mind that I put a new needle in each week at least. I've got 2 sets. We do 2 different sizes. Hi, April. She's got the air threader. There we go. And it just means that I never stint. I used to be really stingy on my needles.
Because you are supposed to change a needle with every project, aren't you? Yeah. I mean, and there's projects and projects, let's be honest, but how many of us have just battled on, not changed a needle, get really cross when something's going wrong with the machine, unthreaded, rethreaded, ruined some fabric, and then as a last resort gone, I'll change the needle, but it won't make any difference, and gone, it was that. And by then you've trashed your fabric, you've made yourself really cross, You've said quite a lot of words that you wouldn't say in front of the vicar.
Do you know what I'm going to say to you? When you get to that point, here's another thing. Change your rotary blade as well.
Yes.
Like, properly treat yourself.
Yeah.
It's like you've been to a sewing spa. Change your needle, change your rotary blade. You'll be like, oh, so I love sewing again. Yeah, you will. So true. You really will. It's just one of those things. It's like when you get your car valeted and you get in, you go, I don't need to buy a new one. Turns out mine was okay after all. Just was a bit of a mess. And you get in and you feel like you've got that new car experience. It's like having that again.
All the love for the Jukies. Yeah, Ginny also has the Juki overlocker and cover stitch machines. Yeah. Ginny, you fabulous person, you.
Absolutely.
And Lisa says, hi all, I got the NX7. Yay! You did, Lisa, you did.
Well done.
And she says, and I love, love, love it. I would highly recommend if you can afford a Juki. You know, and that's the thing, isn't it?
This is the only way that we can make them, you know, as affordable as possible. And that is the thing. Right, you fabulous people, I'm going to see you on Monday when we are going to make this in this colourway and also in the pinky colourway to go with the pinky mat. Okay. I may or may not have ordered some mats to go with the bundles.
Fabulous.
And we will have some lovely discounts on those for you, just to make that a little bit special, because, you know, we can. And you know what I'm not going to do with my next one, Gemma? I'm not going to box the bottom as much.
No.
I did it so that only just so that I could put more stuff in. Yeah. But because I'm going to keep it just for my mat, I'm not going to do that next time. So I'll show you both ways on Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Gather all your questions
about machines in general and Juki machines and everything. Write them down. You'll forget. Yeah. And Wednesday,
have them ready.
Gary will be there for you.
Perfect. Guys, have a lovely rest of the weekend. I say rest of the weekend because as far as I'm concerned, the weekend starts
now.
As soon as we get off air and have a cup of tea and a piece of cake.
Well, you know, are you going down the calf?
I've already had Freddie's leftover chicken wings.
Okay. Leftover chicken wings for breakfast. God love you.
May or may not have already had that. But yeah, there's always room for a sandwich. It's all day breakfast day, isn't it?
Yeah.
What am I talking about? Of course I'm going to.
This is my thoughts. This is you.
Yeah.
It'll be 3 sausages to the wind within 15 minutes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
I will see you lot on Monday. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for supporting the Pay It Forward project. And we will see you on Monday. Have a fabulous weekend. Take care. Be good. And if you can't be good, don't get caught. Bye.
Lots of love. Bye.